All right, this video is going to be on the destruction of Nicanor. All right, the holy day of the destruction of Nicanor. All right. Yeah, 1 second. Good enough. All right, destruction of Nicanor. I'm just going to read 2 Maccabees chapter 14 and 15 to let you know what that is. It's a holy day. And we're going to start off with Judges 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of the villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. So the point of that scripture I brought out was to rehearse the righteous acts, and that's what we're doing. Clearly we're not in the land of Jerusalem, but we know the day. All right, so that's the point. All right, this ain't gonna be a long video. I'm just gonna read the whole chapter. 2 Maccabees chapter 14, and I'll read 15 as well. All right. Chapter 14, 2 Maccabees. Oh, excuse me. Actually, I'm on the first chapter, or first Maccabees. Almost messed that up. Here we go. First Maccabees chapter 14. All right, here we go. After 3 years was Judas informed that Demetrius, the son of Seleucus, having entered by the haven of Tripolis with a great power and navy, had taken the country and killed Antiochus and Lysias his protector. Now one Alcimus, who had been high priest and had defiled himself willfully in the time of their mingling with the Gentiles. By the way, when you read the New Testament, see, that's why they took Maccabees out. See that? When you read the New Testament, right, it mentions the Gentiles. Well, check this out. I'm going to read that again. Verse 3. 2 Maccabees chapter 14 and 3. Now one Alcimus, who had been high priest and had defiled himself willfully in the time of their mingling with the Gentiles, seeing that by no means he could save himself, nor have any more access to the holy altar. So you have people back then trying to mingle themselves with the Gentiles, man, which are the heathen, the actual Gentiles. Came to King Demetrius in the 150th year, presenting unto him a crown of gold and a palm, and also him a crown of gold and a palm, and also the bows which were used solemnly in the temple. And so that day he held his peace. Howbeit, having got an opportunity to further his foolish enterprise, and being called into council of Demetrius, and asked how the Jews stood affected, and will not let remain be in peace. All right. Once again, this is about the destruction of Nicanor. We're going to get to that, but basically, Nicanor was he's a wicked Edomite. All right. And the Lord killed that man. And then we made it a holiday. Like now when Jake be wicked as hell. They do a damn music video and say, oh, we turned so-and-so's day into a holiday after somebody died. Well, that actually happened with Nicanor, man. The same people that some Jake want to save. Anyway. Realm up be in peace. Therefore I bring deprived. Let me read that again. Verse 6. Nourish war and are seditious and will not let the realm be in peace. Therefore, I, being deprived of mine ancestors' honor, I mean the high priesthood, am now come hither. First, verily, for the unfeigned care I of things pertaining to the king, and secondly, even for that I intend the good of my countrymen, for all our nation is in no small misery through the unadvised dealing of them aforesaid. All right. Wherefore, O king, seest thou knowest all these things, be careful for the country and our nation, which is pressed on every side, according to the clemency that thou readily showest unto all. All right, exactly, man. You show clemency. You show clemency to a lot of people, and that's when people, what they call it, COINTELPRO, man. Is that what they call it? Yep. For as long as Judas liveth, it is not possible that the state should be quiet. This was no sooner spoken of him, but others of the king's friends, being maliciously set against Judas, did more incense Demetrius. Exactly. You had people that were against Judas. Speaking of Judas Maccabees, not Iscariot, because they were against Judas because Judas was going too hard against these other nations, man. And they were like, oh, surely, we're going to have to keep going to war with these people. And they didn't want that, man. They want to live in the comfort of their own home, which is how Jake is now.
Peacemaking.
Yeah, peacemaking, man. And forthwith called Nicanor, who had been master of the elephants, and making him governor over Judea, he sent him forth. Exactly. So those people, they were against Judas. So he went and got Nicanor, who was a master of elephants, which, by the way, that's how you know it's a real account. Because in that time period, what's his name? The Carthaginians first did it, really, where they were riding on elephants to war. And then the Romans picked up on that. All right, really the Greeks. But anyway, y'all can look that up on your own. And forthwith calling Nicanor, who had been master of the elephants, and making him governor over Judea, he sent him forth, commanding him to slay Judas, and to scatter them that were with him, and to make Alcimus high priest of the great temple. So they wanted to kill their own brother and aid a damn Edomite, which is just how it is now, man. Jake is so quick to kill their own brother, man. As soon as they talk about getting on Esau, wait a minute, brother. They're not all the same, brother. Madness, man. They like that now. Then the heathen that had fled out of Judea from Judas came to Nicanor by flocks, thinking the harm and calamities of the Jews to be their welfare. Now, when the Jews heard of Nicanor's coming, and that the heathen were up against them, they cast earth upon their heads and made supplication to him that had established his people forever. Once again, him that had established his people forever. Who are those people? The Israelites, right? All right. And who always helpeth his portion with manifestation of his presence. And why did they pour ashes on their head? Because that's what people do. That's called lamentation, all right? Asking the Lord to basically deliver them, man. So you can read that again. Esther did that. Esther put ashes on her head for the same reason. So at the commandment of the captain, they removed straightways from thence, and came near unto them at the town of Desal. Now Simon, Judas's brother, had joined battle with Nicanor, but was somewhat discomfited through the sudden silence of his enemies. So now we're battling Nicanor. Nevertheless, Nicanor, hearing of the manliness of them that were with Judas, and by the way, you see that, the word manliness, man. See, a lot of people aren't really men today, man. That's why, look at that. He said straight up, he said, where are we at? Nevertheless, Nicanor, hearing of the manliness of them that were with Judas, and the courageousness that they had to fight for their country, durst not try the matter by the sword. So he was scared, man. He didn't want to fight them one-on-one, or he didn't want to fight them army to army. Wherefore he sent Posidonius and Theodotus and Matthias to make peace. So when they had taken long advertisement thereupon, and the captain had made the multitude acquainted therewith, and it appeared that they were all of one mind, they consented to the covenants, and appointed a day to meet in together by themselves. And when the day came, and the stools were set for either of them, Judas placed armed men ready in convenient places, lest some treachery should be suddenly practiced by the enemies. So they made a peaceable conference. So Judas was like, why they want to meet up? We was just about to go to war. Why would you want to meet up? Clearly, it's a setup. That's at least what Judas was thinking. Right? Let's see. Where are we at? Now Nicanor abode in Jerusalem and did no hurt, but sent away the people that came flocking unto him. And he would not willingly have Judas out of his sight, for he loved the man from his heart. He prayed him also to take a wife and to beget children, so he married, was quiet, and took part of his life. But Alcimus, perceiving the love that was betwixt them, and considering covenants that were made, came to Demetrius and told them Nicanor was not well affected toward the state, for that he had ordained Judas a traitor to his realm to be the king's successor. So Nicanor is ordaining Judas as a traitor. Then the king, being enraged and provoked, with the accusations of the most wicked man. See, look at this. Of the most wicked man, wrote to Nicanor, signifying that he was much displeased with the covenants, and commanding him that he should send Maccabees prisoner in all haste onto Antioch. Exactly. These. See, you know, people get mad at us saying we don't want to make covenant with these damn Edomites, man. Well, this damn person didn't want to make a covenant with us either. You know, that's why he was telling Nicanor, "What the hell are you doing, man?" Right? When this came to Nicanor's hearing, he was much confounded in himself, and took it grievously that he should make void the articles which were agreed upon, the man being in no fault. Exactly. Judas didn't do nothing, man. But the king wanted him to go get Judas anyway, man. But because there was no dealing.
Turn the light on.
Oh yeah.